If you haven't seen our last video and you don't follow us on social media, then this is probably quite the surprise for you. But yeah, we changed our hair! We've had this haircut for like 3 weeks now, I think? Yeah, the person who did it was actually our friend Molly, who we went to high school with. Shout out to you, Molly, we love you. We didn't want to do like a big reveal of it until our birthday, and keeping it a secret was so difficult when all we wanted to do was post selfies with it and tell all of our friends. It was so hard. But our birthday is past, the secret is out, and we are so happy. We want to talk a little bit about why we decided to change our hair, because there is a bit of a story behind it. Basically, we wanted to side part our hair for so long now. I think like over a decade, but we each have so many old selfies where we'd like flip our hair over and take pictures and just kind of dream of looking like that one day. So why did it take us so long to do it? Well, there were a few times growing up where we would change something small about our appearance, and our family would kind of take that as an opportunity to say negative things about the way we looked before, and we know they never meant that in a bad way. That was just their way of complimenting the change, but to us it always hurt a little bit because, you know, we liked the way we used to look. Even though we changed it, it wasn't because we hated the way we looked before. We grew to resent the idea of changing our appearance because we knew that the second we did, people would start talking bad about who we were currently, and when you like the way that you look, you're not really eager to hear people talk bad about it. But eventually we were just like, screw it, we know we like our appearance, but we also know that we're dying to try new things, let's just fucking do it. As for why we decided to cut it so short, we kind of knew what was gonna happen eventually because we used to have hair like way down to probably like our belly button, and every time we would get it cut, we would go shorter and shorter until eventually we were at our nipples, and then we kept going shorter and shorter till about here. It was almost at the neckline of our shirts at this point. And we kind of realized that if we want to keep going shorter, we kind of have two options here. We can either go to that weird, like, awkward length that kind of looks like you're growing it out, or we could just go all the way and go here. So that's what we did. Neither of us were that crazy about the idea of having short hair at first. Like, we didn't know if we'd like it or if it would suit us, but I think around August or September last year, we both started to, like, look up reference photos and get really excited about the idea. Yeah, like we said, we really liked our old hair, but we wanted hair that we felt like better reflected our personality, and we really feel like this does. A lot of people have told us that these haircuts make us look a lot younger than we used to, but we've also had a lot of people say that we look older now. Yeah. And we want to know what you think. Tell us in the comments, do we look younger? Do we look older? Yeah, you're not gonna hurt our feelings or anything. No. We just want to know. Let's talk about some of the pros and cons we've encountered with this hair thus far. Starting with the cons, let's get the negatives out of the way. The first con is that we can no longer put it up in a ponytail, and that's not really a bad thing because we never really put our hair up anyway, but when we need it out of our face, it's very difficult to do that. Like, for example, when we spit into a sink after brushing our teeth, it is so hard to not spit in our hair. Another con is we get cold a lot easier now. There's a lot more air touching our neck that wasn't there when we had long hair to cover it all up, and I'm sure we'll be grateful for this in the summer, but in the winter, it's cold! Another con, quite possibly the biggest con, is we don't necessarily love the way it looks when it dries naturally, and we've never had a hair routine. We've always been the type of people who wash it and brush it. That's it. We don't even blow dry our hair. But now, as soon as we come out of the shower, it curls up, and we kind of knew it would do that because we've had very wavy hair anyway, and it always got wavier the shorter we cut it. And boy, does it get wavy. We look like we're from the 50s straight out of the shower, but you know, it's nothing a straightener can't fix. Another thing that's been kind of difficult is part training. We both have had a middle part since birth, and trying to teach our hair to go another way has been very difficult to say the least. Especially having such a blunt haircut, if a piece from over here ends up over here, it is so noticeable because it's like a mile longer than the rest of it. But yeah, that was really difficult at first, but it's getting easier and easier the longer we have this. Now let's talk about the pros. A lot of them are pretty obvious things, like we use less shampoo now, it's a lot easier to brush, it stays out of our face a lot more, it doesn't tangle as much as it used to. Great things like that. Another pro, and this is something we are so chuffed about, is we never have to touch it. Like, we didn't notice how much we were doing this until after we cut all of our hair off, but when it was longer, we were constantly brushing it off of our shoulders and adjusting it and making sure it was falling exactly how we wanted it. In fact, if you watch our videos with long hair, you can see it. Yeah, every time there's a jump cut, our hair moves. It's a big bit ridiculous, but now we don't have to worry about that anymore because it just always flows nicely. It just seems like every time we catch our reflection in the mirror or something, we like the way it's laying. Like, we can have it untucked or half tucked or fully tucked. We just really like it no matter what it's doing. Proceeds to fix hair. We probably named more negative things than positive things just then, but you know, this is a learning curve. Change is different. It takes some getting used to, and we've gotten frustrated with it a few times when it's not cooperating and doing what we'd like it to do, but we've not regretted it for a second. There is no con that isn't totally worth getting used to. To sum this up, we loved our long hair, we love this hair, we're just really happy. If you yourself have been considering cutting your hair or dyeing your hair or restyling your hair, this is us telling you to do it. Now is the time. Quit putting it off. You'll be so happy that you did it. Just do it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up so we know. And hey, if you're new here, you can subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you know when we make a new video. And be sure to follow us on our social medias as well. We really like talking to you guys on Twitter and Instagram, all that stuff. We hope you enjoyed our story. We hope maybe you took something from it. Stay rad, stay beautiful, and we'll see you again soon. Bye!